All right. Sasquatch 2021, a Hulu original. If you don't have Hulu and they have a free trial, I would say it's worth, subscribing to that just to see this because it is my favorite film of 2021 thus far. Something else may come along that blows me away. I've seen some great stuff this year, no doubt. But this is for sure the most powerful film I've seen, documentary or not. And I believe a little bit of this is fictional. I mean, there's a lot of hearsay going on there, but we'll get to that. I do have the soundtrack, which I bought legally. Very creepy. I don't have the cover art on here because the image they sent for the cover is not so good. I'm gonna Photoshop my own. The score is amazing. I'm not going to try and say his name because I'll butcher it, as I always do, with people that I've never met. But see his name there. If you like this film, highly recommend buying the soundtrack legally online. So, Sasquatch. Obviously, that name is going to turn the majority of people who would enjoy this movie off right away. Like, I read a review on the Roger Ebert site, RIP Roger Ebert. Obviously, he's not reviewing films anymore, but somebody on that site reviewed the film and said it's a Trojan horse of a documentary. And it is. If you go into this expecting like an examination of Bigfoot and the lore and whether or not it's real, you're not going to get that because it's obvious, like right up front, pretty much by the end of the first episode, that nobody involved in this documentary thinks Sasquatch exists. They're approaching that element of it with irony, and that's going to turn a lot of people off. But here's the way I look at it: like, if you had a documentary about illegal fishing or like boats dumping toxic waste illegally into the ocean and called it the Kraken, would people care? It's a metaphor for a larger issue, and in this case, the Sasquatch is a metaphor for a specific area in California, uh, even more specifically, Spy Rock Road. But it's sort of, they call it the trinity of counties around there, where there's a lot of illegal drug activity, which for various reasons, due to everybody, and they don't pin it on anybody, but due to various reasons, it's become a criminal organization where innocent people disappear every day, and the majority of murders, specifically the majority of murders committed against minorities working there just to earn some spare cash, go unreported. That may not sound very interesting, but it is, specifically because this reporter, David Holthouse, I believe. I hope I'm pronouncing that right. David Holthouse has gone undercover many, many times. He's no amateur. He's, gone undercover with child molesters, speed freaks, Nazis, the whole works. I mean, he's been there. So he goes undercover to try and figure out this murder that was blamed on a Sasquatch in the early 90s and gets in way over his head to the point where the majority of footage has to be blurred out. And that's where the fiction comes into play here. I can tell there are certain interviews that were staged, primarily probably because they couldn't film the real people talking. I mean, these are people who have hits out on them for, drug deals gone bad and whatnot. So I do have to believe a lot of these interviews are staged, even the audio ones where the voices are disguised. I got a lot of that's probably been manipulated. Still, it's obvious this guy went to the bottom to try and dig out the meaning of this story. This crazy fucking story about a Sasquatch who ripped three dudes apart on a dope farm in California. And he gets to the bottom of it, and I would say it's three episodes, roughly 50 minutes apiece. I mean, it's not even 3 hours of your life. I would say this is one of the best movies about at least the American drug war ever, and it's definitely worth checking out. By far, like I said, my favorite movie of 2021. Scary enough to be a Halloween watch if you're looking for something uneasy this Halloween, something not gory, but something that'll keep you up at night, I would recommend this Sasquatch. All right. Thank you once again for tuning into Blue City Reviews. Cheers. Talk to you soon.